Fire away.
Yeah, Patrick, you played with Sammy for 3 years. You got a chance to see him Monday night. What's he look like to you healthy, and then what do you think he brings to that offense that could pose problems to our team Sunday?
Yeah, when he's healthy, man, he can roll. I mean, he's a guy that he comes to work every single day. He puts in the work. He's obviously a bigger body who can make a lot of catches, but he has the speed to break it away at any time. I think you saw that in their game on Monday night, and obviously when he was here with us. And so I'm happy for him that he's in a good spot, and I know it'll be a great challenge for our defense to have to battle against him.
What is it about this rivalry, you would say, even though you've had the better of Lamar Jackson, that fans get so pumped up seeing the Ravens and the Chiefs on their schedule?
Yeah, I think it's just when two good football teams play against each other, there's always going to be a lot of hype and a lot of build-up to the game. And then seeing Lamar and all the success that he's had with that team, they're two of the top teams in the AFC. And so we're going to have to battle every year, it seems like, or in the playoffs or whenever it is. And so obviously there's a lot of momentum coming throughout the week when you go play teams like this.
You mentioned all the success that Lamar Jackson has, and obviously you've evolved since you've become a starter. How has he evolved from your point of view?
Yeah, you can tell he has a better understanding of the offense. I mean, just like I have. When you first get out there, me in my first year, and him in his first year, you kind of have to rely on your just playmaking ability. But as you kind of continue to learn and evolve as a passer, and as you learn different things in this league, and you see different defenses, you understand little tricks of the trade that you can do to go out there and have success. And you can see that with him. And then obviously when it comes down to it, he can make plays happen pretty much every game.
Patrick, every play obviously takes on its own personality, and you have your reads and stuff, but it does seem like it's pretty Tyreek and Travis heavy the other week. And I just wonder how conscious you are of whether you really need to develop another threat like that and what it'll take to get there.
Yeah, I mean, I have full confidence in everybody that's on that football field. We had guys that can make plays everywhere. This last week, Trav and Tyreek made the plays, but I'm sure throughout the entire season and what we've seen in our past is we have guys like McCole Hardman, Demarcus Robinson, Byron Pringle that can make the big play happen at any moment. So I have full confidence in that.
To that point, what are you telling those guys as they, in the huddle? It's like, it's probably not going to come our way. So how do you keep them down here?
Yeah, I hope they're never thinking that because, with me, it's whoever's open is going to get the football. And so whenever guys go out there and they run their routes, they know they're going to get their opportunity. So they're hoping and they're going to go out there with the mindset every single play that there's a chance that they could be catching a touchdown. And I think that's kind of how I roll and how Coach Reed rolls.
Confidence is one thing, but obviously trust is another. Again, as you mentioned, you had 22 passing attempts to Travis and Tyreek and, what the other receivers get. How much of it is that you trust in what they do or that they just find themselves open versus you getting the ball out and spreading the ball around?
Yeah, I think it's to me, it's just kind of going through the reads of the game and see what the defense kind of gives you. And this last week, they kind of left the middle of the field a little bit more open. So I was able to hit Tyreek and Trav over the middle a lot. But, as we get into games like this week where they play more man coverage, and I'm sure they'll have a plan for Tyreek and Trav, they'll give other guys opportunities. And so we have play calls for every single person, and they know on every single play that they have a chance to get in the ball.
Patrick, when asked to describe the Ravens defense, Andy just said they're fast. So you mentioned guys like Houston and Queen. How does that impact maybe your decision making? You're typically not afraid to scramble it, but does that kind of play into maybe just staying a little bit home this weekend? Yeah,
I think you just kind of have to fill it out throughout the game. Obviously, they're a very good defense. They do a lot of great things. They have a lot of great players. It seems like every single week they have a brand new scheme because the defense coordinator over there, Wink. And so for me, it's about just kind of going through my reads and trying to get the ball in my hand. If you hold on to the ball too long against a defense like this, usually bad things happen. So I try to get out of my hand and let the playmakers make plays.
When you're watching again, part of you is watching as a fan, part of you is watching it. Okay, this is the team I'm going to play Sunday night. How do you decipher between the two? You're like, man, that was a good play versus, okay, this is what I need to watch out for if they run this coverage.
Yeah, I think the best thing about it is, it was a Monday Night Football game, obviously standalone. I love watching football, like you said, like being a fan, but it was two teams that we were going to play, with the Ravens and the Raiders. So kind of looking at both of them as what the other offenses are trying to do to the defenses, and then obviously what the defenses are doing to the offenses, and trying to see what I can pick out and really kind of evolve into ours and our offense. And so it's really cool when then you can have an understanding of the game where you can watch it as a quarterback preparing for the team and watch as a fan and being able to enjoy it.
You have seen fans in Baltimore when you played out there but you got a chance to see fans for the first time in Vegas. What was your thought process thinking that, okay, in November, we're going to play there, this is what the atmosphere might be like?
Yeah, I mean, I knew whenever we went to the stadium and we saw the layout of it and how it was built that it's going to be loud. I mean, I'm sure a lot of Chiefs fans will want to go to Vegas too, so I'm sure there'll be some Chiefs fans in there. Yeah, I mean, it's a great stadium. They have a great fan base. Every time you play, we used to play in Oakland. It used to be super loud, so I know it's going to be loud every time we play the Raiders.
Justin Houston's on the other side of the football, but when you guys were teammates, I mean, what do you remember about him? I know your locker wasn't too far apart. Anything that he told you or did for you early in your career, you remember?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was one of the first people to kind of come up to me as a veteran on the team and kind of be like, hey, you're doing it the right way. He said, just keep going, just keep the hard work, and it'll pay off for you in the end. And I remember that made an impact on me. I think it was in training camp my first year here. And so, he's a great player. He's a great leader. Obviously, extremely intelligent football player, and very talented. So it'll be a challenge for us for sure.
Does the preparation change at all when you know a defense likes to blitz as much as Baltimore does, and that's what you've experienced so much playing them these last 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, you have to prepare for it for sure. You have to have answers for pretty much every single play versus every type of blitz. I think for me, I had a learning moment my first year when I started when we played the Patriots, and they brought a lot of different blitzes at me, and I wasn't prepared. So I try to prepare for that every week, just in case the team comes out and they're blitzing more than usual. So obviously, when you play the Ravens, you got to have that preparation, knowing that they like to blitz and they like to bring extra people.
Throughout camp in the preseason, you talked a lot about learning to communicate with the whole new offensive line, especially the tackles. After going back and looking at the film from Sunday, how do you feel like that went for the first time out with you communicating with the tackles, and then what can you improve on this week, the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, kind of the first part of your question, the communication I thought was really, we did really well, especially, I mean, we're at home, but it was still loud. And so guys got in and out the huddle. We were able to get the plays, make the checks at the line of scrimmage, and do what we needed to do. And then with the things we can improve on, I got to work on just the depth of my drop. I mean, that's something I've always had to work on, just not fading back too much, because those guys up front were being firm and they were washing them around. So if I can get better at that, I'm sure it'll help everybody.
Patrick, what did you think of Travis Kelce's analysis on the Monday Night Football broadcast?
It's kind of like the same thing I said about Tyreek. It'd be like that sometimes.
Go for it, guys. Patrick, as part of the ownership group, I'm sure you have some thoughts about downtown stadium. You're pushing Mr. Sherman in that direction, or any thoughts about it?
Yeah, I know it's still very early. It's definitely exciting. I mean, you go to different places and see stadiums downtown, and you can kind of walk right into it. And Kansas City has such a great downtown. You would be able to do so much, but I think they're just kind of looking at all options and trying to prepare to do whatever they can to make it as exciting as they can for the Royals fan base.
How do you like that Kansas City and the Chiefs are must-see football now? You all drew the highest ratings on CBS for an opening doubleheader since, I think, 1995 or something to that effect. I mean, how do you like it that you got 6 late afternoon or night games and Monday night game, primetime games that fans can be able to just focus just on the Chiefs and see just how great you all may be?
Yeah, it's really cool because when you grow up, you watch these games. You get to watch those afternoon games, those Sunday night games, Monday night games, and now to be a part of them, it's special. And so it also prepares us for the big games in the playoffs. So, I mean, you just kind of take each and every week and prepare yourself to be out there and to do your best.
Last one, bye.
Patrick, also, you came home from the game on Sunday, first time as a father. What was it like being greeted after the win and having a game that counted?
Yeah, it was cool. I made it home just in time before bedtime, so she was in her bedtime routine. So I got to just kind of go in and give her a little kiss goodnight. So, I mean, it was definitely cool to get to come home and see her.
She didn't come to the game, did she?
She did. She had the headphones on. I think it ruined one of her naps Brittany wasn't too happy about. So Brittany said that when I was shushing the crowd one time, it was me telling them everybody be quiet for a nap. So it was cool.
Do you like football better than baseball?
I don't know yet. We'll see. I mean, I think her mom's got her strong on the soccer right now, so we're gonna try to work her way where she becomes a big football fan.
Okay. Thanks, Patrick.